What's up, everybody? So Mabon, or the Autumn Equinox, I like to call it Mabon, much to many's dismay, but whatever, is in a couple of days. It's coming up on the 21st, I think. So, oops, it's coming up on the 21st. I gotta remember I have a mic here. I gotta remember not to hit it. I think it's the 21st, which is Wednesday. So I decided it would be pretty cool to do another Cooking with Mannun show. Why not, right? So we're gonna make a couple of dishes for the Autumn Equinox this time. And I'm going to make, these both are recipes from Dane McCoy's Sabbath's book, once again. And one of them is called Indian Apples, I think it's called. It's like an apple recipe. And I know it has the word Indian in it, so I think it's called Indian Apples. And the other one is going to be simply a pecan pie with a twist to it, because I couldn't find pure pecans, so I had to kind of improvise. But you know, it is what it is. So we'll get started with this. I'm going to do the apple one first. I've got all my ingredients here, and I'll be putting them in as we go along, and I'll put the recipes for both of these in the description below as well. So it should be pretty cool. It should be pretty fun. I know the last time we did this, it was a lot of fun, and I screwed up quite a bit, but maybe I won't screw up as much this time. I'm already screwing up because I couldn't find pecans, so I have to use almond pecan crunch, which means it's going to be really, really sweet, because this is the only thing I could find with pecans. So we're just going to mix it together. I'm going to kind of grind them up and mix them together. But the first thing we got to do with the apples is we got to peel 12 to 14 apples. So I actually already started doing that. I got through 3 of them, and actually 4 of them. And I decided to go ahead and do those now at the same time. So we're going to continue with that. And I will probably fast forward this a little bit so you don't have to watch me peel all these apples. Okay, so we've got these. Now, I learned that to use a metal baking pan to cook apples is actually not good. It's not as good as using like Pyrex or glass, I guess is what they're saying. But I didn't read that until after the fact. And I don't have a 9x13 glass pan, but I did get, unfortunately, a metal one. So that's what we're gonna use. And I'm gonna spray it down with some cooking spray, because I just feel like it might be better off with that. So we're gonna put these apples in the pan. It says comfortably. That cooking spray, Jesus. All right, so we're gonna put this in the pan. Wow, I think I made too many apples. Well, we're gonna do it anyway, just like that. Okay, so cut up the apples. Apples in the pan. Now we're gonna go for the mixture. I guess it's the cinnamon type mixture deal. So we're gonna bust out a bowl for this. I'm gonna mix it. I'm gonna mix it in a mixing cup. Because I don't think I have to use it, so. Okay, so we've got out our trusty measuring things here. This is 1 cup. We're gonna do 1 cup of sugar. So last time I did a video, you guys told me to, when I'm scooping and doing sugar and stuff, that I'm supposed to like level it off. You know, I'm not supposed to do like a heaping, in other words. So I'm gonna do exactly that. And this is a little hard to do, so I'm gonna do this like this. Okay, and we're gonna put this in here. Boonky. You know what? I'm gonna use this bowl that I was putting the peels in instead. So I'm feeling this is gonna be much better. So we've got sugar, a cup of granulated sugar, a quarter of a cup of flour, I know I'm supposed to like sift through this so that there's no lumps and stuff, but I don't have a sifter. So I'm just gonna have to hope for the best. I think it's okay. Okay, quarter of a cup of flour. A quarter of a cup of tapioca, which I did not even know. I don't even know what this stuff is, but it's going in. So a quarter of a cup of tapioca. I know there's like a tapioca pudding, but I have never heard of like just pure tapioca. I guess this is, you know, what goes in the pudding, I guess. And 3/4 of a cup of warm water. Actually, here, I could use this. Which I think is right about here. So 3/4 a cup of warm water, and then we're gonna mix it, I assume. Yeah, we're gonna mix this up. Let's get this sugar out of the way. Oh, we're cooking now. We're having some fun, right? So let's talk about Mabon a little bit while I mix this stuff up. So Mabon, or the Autumnal Equinox, is September 20th, 21st-ish, somewhere in there. And again, it's my favorite of all of the Sabbats. The reason I love this Sabbat so much is because, in my opinion, it's truly the first days of the darker half of the year. And I love the darker half of the year. I mean, let's be real. All the fun stuff happens in the darker half of the year as far as I'm concerned. Now, I love the other seasons as well, but fall is just my jam. And I like the winter too, especially now that I'm getting to experience snow and all these other things like ice and snow. I know a lot of you are out there probably like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? Snow sucks. No, I mean, I love the snow, probably because I lived in South Florida my whole life. So I never got a chance to experience it. So I'm in love with it. I have to preheat the oven to 375 degrees. So wait, bake 375, start. Okay, that's preheating. And so I'm supposed to, I think this is mixed up enough. And now it says we have to pour this over the apples, right? Place the apples in the baking pan, mix the remaining ingredients, and pour over the apples. Sprinkle with cinnamon and nutmeg. Bake for 45 to 50 minutes. And it says we're supposed to serve it with a scoop of ice cream, which I didn't get, but maybe I can go back later and get some. You know what? I'm going to do it like this. Give myself a little bit more control over the pour. So I want to make sure we get all of these apples. Yeah. All right, everybody got a turn. Every apple got a piece. So All right, so now I'm supposed to sprinkle some cinnamon and nutmeg. I don't even know if I have nutmeg. Ooh, actually, I've got cinnamon and I've got honey cinnamon as well. But wait a second, is that actually just like... It's honey, cinnamon, and brown sugar all mixed together. My vote goes for the honey cinnamon over the normal cinnamon. Let's hit it, man. Oh yeah. I don't even know where this honey cinnamon came from, but you guys know me and honey, so I'll take it. Do you think that's enough? No, I think so. A little bit more. Really get it in there. All right, we're waiting for that oven to preheat. Okay, now that we've made a mess already, this is awesome. So this was pretty easy so far. So now I just stick this in the oven once the alarm goes off and we're rocking and rolling. So I'm excited about this one. But yeah, so like I was saying, so Mabon's one of my favorite Sabbats because it's when all the good stuff happens. So my birthday's in December, so that happens, which is great because I get presents and I love presents. I love presents. I'm a spoiled brat, whatever. I like Christmas or Yule because there's presents. There's more presents. And Thanksgiving is totally awesome because you get, that's always fun because you get to stuff your face, even though I don't really look at it as the way normal people look at Thanksgiving. I see Thanksgiving as really just a time for family to get together and, because I don't really like the way, the American version of it's kind of weird, but I think there's some controversy there. But regardless, maybe somebody put down in the comments the real thing of Thanksgiving, like I think where, if I'm not mistaken, it was a pretty bad time actually. But anyhow, it's just all the fun stuff happens in the darker part of the year. Totally love it. That being said, like I was saying, I totally love the winter time. A lot of people can't stand it, but I love it. I just love the darker part of the year period. With the trees changing in the falls. In Florida, I really enjoyed autumn and winter as well because it was the couple of months, not even a couple of weeks, I'd say about a month in total, where Florida actually cools down a little bit, like it would get down into like the 70s for a good month or so, which was amazing because in Florida it's usually in the 90s and burning hot and horrible and you're melting to death. But that's Florida for you. For anybody who's going to want to move down and join the exodus to Florida, like so many people, Florida is one of the fastest growing states in the United States right now, between that and Texas, and it's utterly ridiculous. When I moved here, I moved away from, I want to say there was 8 million people in the Tri-County area, as opposed to here in New Hampshire where there's 1 million people in the entire state. Florida has like 22 or 23 million people right now, if I'm not mistaken. And it's growing by leaps and bounds every year. Everybody's going to Florida for some reason. And it's a shame because I don't see that really as a good thing. When a state gets overpopulated like that, let me give you an example. New York. New York was one of the most populated states a couple of years ago. Now it's dwindling down. Everybody's moving. Everybody's leaving. It's so weird. You would think that when millions and millions of people move to a state that maybe the prices of things and stuff would actually go down because there's more people buying stuff, so you don't have to charge an arm and a leg for everything. It's not true. When there's millions and millions and millions of people that move to a state, the government takes advantage of it, or the stores, whoever takes advantage of it, and they just raise the prices on everything to make that dollar, to make even more. And ultimately what happens is people can't afford to live there anymore, so. But I don't know, this isn't preheated yet, but since I'm done with that story, with why I like the autumn so much and why I love this time of the year. Plus it's, plus it's also why we're waiting for it to preheat. The autumn equinox is also the time of the year when the day and night are equal, at an equal balance. Hence, it's the true time when we truly, starting the day after, are going into the darker half of the year, as opposed to where a lot of people, the common thing amongst pagans is that the dark half of the year starts at the summer solstice and the light half of the year starts at the winter solstice, which I see why they do it, but it's just not true 100%. From the time of midsummer to Mabon, the days are all still longer. So it's really not, but starting the day after Mabon or the autumn equinox, the night truly is, the days truly are shorter than the nights. The balance has overcome and now the darker half is truly here. So anyhow, we're gonna put this in the oven. So we're gonna move this for a second. Oh, look, perfect timing. So we're gonna put this in. Alexa, set a timer for 50 minutes.
50 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so we put this in for 50 minutes. For 50 minutes, like the directions say. And now we are going to move on to making the pie. So the pie we're going to be making is a pecan pie. But like I was saying, I couldn't find just pecans, so I had to get this mixture, which is an almond pecan crunch mix. So this will be interesting, but it's what it is. Hey man, this is the Cooking with Mannun show, okay? Nothing is, by the book. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so this is the ingredients to make 2 pies. I only want to make 1 pie, so I'm going to cut everything in half because that seems like the reasonable thing to do, right? So I'm thinking if it wanted me to make 2 and I cut the ingredients in half, that's going to make 1. But I'm sure I'm screwing up somehow. In the cooking world, that's not true. So I'm pretty sure most of you are going to be hitting me up after this and go, no, you just can't cut stuff in half in the cooking world. It doesn't work that way because the cooking world is very interesting. It betrays the law of physics. So let's get started. So we're going to do a pie crust. Now, you guys told me last time not to do the graham cracker pie crust. That this is like for cheesecakes and stuff. But I really like the graham cracker pie crust. Let me explain something about a graham cracker pie crust. You could take something completely disgusting, I don't know, like chicken livers or something like that, which I think are disgusting. I can't stand liver. And you can chop it up and put it in a graham cracker pie crust, put it in the oven, and that shit is gonna be amazing when it comes out because of the graham cracker pie crust. So I'm gonna use graham cracker pie crust again. I actually had the normal pie crust in my shopping cart and I literally rethought it and went back and was like, nah. Put it back, got the graham cracker stuff. All right, so we're gonna open this up. We got this here. 1 graham cracker pie crust, boom. Okay, now we've got to do 6 eggs. 6 beaten eggs, which again, we're gonna cut in half because I only wanna make 1. And this recipe says it makes 2 pies. So that being said, I'm going to wash this out right quick. And we're gonna beat some eggs in this. 3 of them, to be exact. So 1. Okay, 3 eggs. I'm gonna beat them up a little bit. Okay. I washed out this mixing bowl. It's the only mixing bowl I have, so looks like we're going to be using it again. So, next thing is a half a cup of butter melted. So I got some butter here. It says to use real butter, which I've never bought real butter before. Oops. Never got real butter before, but there's a first time for everything. Usually I do I can't believe it's not butter type stuff. But so we are supposed to melt a cup of this butter. Or sorry, a half a cup, which means we're actually melting a quarter of a cup of butter. So I'll probably just get one of these coffee cups right here and throw in, so let's see. So if that's a quarter of a cup, I'm gonna say that this is probably a half. I'm gonna say that's probably a half of a quarter of a cup. Okay, so we've got the butter, and then we need 2 cups of brown sugar, which means, again, we're gonna cut that in half. So 1 cup of brown sugar. We're getting full here. Oh man. All right, let's see. We're gonna do this like this. Here, maybe I can do it like this. Nice, level. Okay, 1 cup. 1 cup of brown sugar. Okay, so we're gonna mix all this stuff together. So we're gonna put the eggs. We're gonna put the brown sugar. Oh boy. We're gonna put the butter. We gotta put a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Man, what the heck? They gotta childproof this stuff, and they know I can't get into childproof stuff. Oh, ooh, that sounds good. It smells good. Okay, so we're gonna do a teaspoon of vanilla extract, which, whoa, boom. Okay, I think that's a teaspoon. Then we have corn syrup too, which I've never ever cooked with corn syrup before. So again, another childproof thingamajigger. Or I guess it's not even childproofing. I guess it's just like in case somebody tries to poison it or something, which, you know. Well. So we're putting a little bit more than I was supposed to, but it is what it is. So it's that, and we're gonna mix this up. Yummy. Smells good already. It's very sweet. Yeah, this is gonna be crazy crazy calorific and sweet. I mean, it's all it's all sugar. I guess that's what pie is, though. I mean, duh. I'm gonna write Dane McCoy, who wrote the Sabbath books, and tell her to start putting some recipes in there that aren't always desserts. You know, good God. Okay, so we're gonna put this in here. Yeah. Yup, it did. It filled the pie shell for the most part. Let's see. Okay. So that's that. And then it says, so we've got chopped pecans. It wants us to have chopped pecans. Well, unfortunately, I don't have chopped pecans. So we're going to use these candied ones that I was telling you about. We're gonna rock these things. I don't know. Maybe these are almost chopped, kind of. I'm just gonna kind of go through here and I still got like about 3 or 4 hours before Pink comes home, so we're free. We are free to do some damage. Good. All right. These peanut cluster things are awesome. So I got my pie ready. We're gonna put it in another little oven I have over here and cook it for an hour at 350 degrees. Okay. All right. So we are cooking now. So we did it, guys and girls. We just did another cooking with Mannun. Well, halfway there. I don't know how this stuff's gonna come out. I know that I definitely made a big mess that I gotta clean up now, but that's cool. So again, I'll wait for these things to come out of the oven. In the meantime, I believe that one I just put in for an hour. The other one has 28 minutes. I can't see, I'm going blind. I think 28 minutes to go. So that being said, we'll come back when those are finished and out of the oven. Okay, guys and gals, so we finished the pies and the apple thingamajigger. So I took this out of the oven about 20 to 30 minutes ago to let them cool off. And this is the end result. The apples and the pie. So I don't have taste testers here this time, so you guys are just gonna have to take my word for it now, and I'll try to be as honest and as and explain it as best as possible, like what this stuff tastes like. So I can tell you right now that the apples, so I'm comparing the apples with, I don't know if anybody's ever been to Cracker Barrel, how they have those apples that are like cooked. I forget what they call them. I think they're just called cooked apples or something, but I'm comparing it to that, and theirs looks much better and probably tastes better. But because I love those apples that they have there at the Cracker Barrel, for instance. But here we go. We're gonna try some of this. Get a. One of the differences I know is that what I made here with these apples, I took the skin off. At the Cracker Barrel, they don't take the skin off. And their sauce seems to be a lot not as white as this. I bet you I used light corn syrup. I bet you they use dark corn syrup maybe, and that's what makes it a little bit darker. Maybe, it might even be a different recipe altogether, who knows. But here we go. So the apples, let's give it a shot. Okay, honestly, it tastes exactly like the apples at Cracker Barrel, only there's no skin, so it's even better. But it really does taste exactly like them. That's awesome. It's amazing. These apples that I used aren't quite as sweet as the ones at Cracker Barrel. I probably use a different kind of apple. I know there's different types of apples, and some of them are really sweet, and some of them are, I don't know what's what though. So I just did what I could do. But other than that, it really does taste. As a matter of fact, I kind of like this better than at Cracker Barrel because the apples that I used have a little bit of a counterbalance to the sweetness. So it's like you get like this tangy with the sweetness, and it's not just all sweet. So I don't know what apples I used, but I should figure it out because if I ever do this again, I want to use the same apples because that combination of the tanginess with the sweetness is just killer. Anyway, all right. I'm giving this, honestly, I don't see how it could be better. I mean, I want to toot my own horn, but no, this is really super good. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this, I mean, I can't see it getting any better, but I'll give it a 9 because you always want to strive for more. So never give yourself a 10 because you always want to keep yourself striving. But this is amazing. This is really good. All right. Cleanse the palate. Okay, so let's go for the pie. So how am I going to do the pie? Guess I'll just use the spatula. So this one is going to be a trip. I have no idea how this is has turned out. It does seem pretty gooey, like a pecan pie. You know, the texture. It's kind of on the gooey side. I wasn't sure how that was going to turn out. I was kind of worried if it was going to be runny or whatnot. So let's see if I squeeze a piece out of here. Ugh, totally messed it up, but you know, it's pie. What are you going to do? Oh, geez. So this is like really, really gooey. And super gooey. Okay, here we go. So I've had pecan pie before. This is actually not. This is actually a mix of pecans and what was it? Almonds and pecans because I couldn't find just all pecans. So I don't know. Let's quit talking and see. Put my money where my mouth is. Okay, it tastes like any pecan pie that I would get at a restaurant or something. The only difference is you can taste those almonds and they do stand out, but it's really sweet. It's got like that, the crust on top. It has like that gooey, like that candied type texture. And the crust, like I said, I love graham cracker crust, so rock on. And the pecans are dead on. The nuts aren't too chewy or anything like that. They're actually really good. Everything's great. It's not burned. I was afraid it was going to be burned or it was going to be runny. I wasn't sure because I really didn't. It said they cook it for an hour. I only cooked it for 50 minutes. And then I pulled it out because it started to look like it was starting to get really overdone. And this is perfect. I mean, it really came out great. I mean, I don't really cook though, so maybe it's not perfect, but I like it. It's really good. I'm gonna taste a piece of the crust here. This is the true test. When you take a pecan pie and you eat the back of the crust, and it's got like that candied gooiness and caramelist like all over it. See how that goes. Unbelievable. It's so good. It's so good. Like I'm not even like I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just so freaking good. It's like, oh, well, I'm gonna have to say another success because as far as I'm concerned, both of these rock. They're so good. But then again, maybe it's really hard to screw up a dessert. You know, maybe I need to next time make something that's a little more challenging. Like, because I mean, how do you screw up something sweet? You just put a lot of sugar and you just can't go wrong. But no, this is super awesome. So I'm gonna try a piece with an apple. God. So if you eat it with the apple, oh my God. Oh my God, and I can totally see a scoop of ice cream. Good Lord. Diabetes, here we come. Anyway, I'm not even gonna finish this because I'm fat enough as it is. I gotta take it easy. So this worked out great. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for coming to watch me try my hand at cooking again. It worked out great to do it today because both the Cubert and Pink both are gone for till tonight. Cubert went to a Comic-Con and Tabby is hanging out with one of her really good friends, her best friend for the evening. So they left me home by myself to be at my own devices, or whatever they call that. Which, what did I do? I filmed myself cooking for you guys. So I do what I love to do. And I love to share my stuff and everything I do with you guys. So I'm having fun too. So next time I make the apples, I'm gonna do it with the dark corn syrup. I know that for sure, because I like the dark better. But anyway, it probably tastes the same. It's just, you know, darker. Anyway, so happy Mabon to everybody. Happy Autumnal Equinox for those of you out there who are like, oh my God, don't say Mabon. That's horrible. You evil person. Sorry, I call it Mabon. It's just, but happy Autumnal Equinox. And we will catch you on the next video coming up soon. I love you guys and gals. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe down below. Be sure to ring that little bell and choose all so that you can be reminded of future and wonderful episodes to come. I love you guys and gals. Peace out.